Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. As Samia Suluhu is forcing her way into the swearing-in podium today because I'm told she's going to be sworn in under the military protection, and ordinary citizens have been locked out of the swearing-in, and the swearing-in is expected to happen at a private ceremony in one of the military camps in Dodoma. As she takes the illegal oath of office, there are some facts here we cannot erase. Why is Samia Suluhu a candidate of the International Criminal Court, ICC? Why is she a wanted criminal? And why is she facing the ICC? Listen to me. There are some facts from Tanzania. I have been closely following elections in Tanzania, and I can make some judgments. It is true, election was not fair, free, and credible in Tanzania. That is a fact. Samia did not allow a free and fair contest because she jailed top opposition contenders. That is a fact. There was no election in Tanzania because we saw with our own eyes election materials in a number of polling stations and tallying centers being destroyed. Polling stations and tallying centers being vandalized, others being set on fire. So there was no election in Tanzania. That is a fact. The Electoral Commission announced their own results because if the internet was shut down, how were they streaming results from polling stations? The last result was their own result. That is a fact. Another fact is internet was switched off to avoid Tanzanians, to restrict Tanzanians from communicating and sharing information. That is a well-known fact. Lastly, it is true, hundreds, if not thousands of Tanzanians have been killed. Massacre in Tanzania. If you look at the Standard newspaper today in Kenya, it is a massacre in Tanzania. Thousands of people, if not hundreds, have been killed and bodies are scattered all over in Tanzania. The military is hiding some bodies to hide evidence. That is a fact. With all these facts available from this desk, I'm strongly convinced that yes, Samia Suluhu is facing ICC because she has committed crime against humanity. But then, Suluhu is a candidate of the ICC because Tanzania, the United Republic of Tanzania, is an ICC member state. Tanzania is one of the African states that is party to the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the International Criminal Court. They signed the Rome Statute in December 29th, 2000, ratified the Rome Statute in August 20th, 2002. What is the status of Tanzania? It is a full state party to the International Criminal Court. So Samia Suluhu cannot avoid this. This means that the ICC can exercise jurisdiction over the core international crimes, that is genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes committed on the territory of Tanzania or by its nationals since the Rome Statute entered into force for the country. Now, this is what can happen. I have done a lot of research for you here. Scope of crime in Tanzania as we speak. It is mass killings. If the president is part of a widespread or systematic attack against a civilian population, such as those carried out during election violence, in the case of Tanzania, can be classified as crimes against humanity or genocide, both which are within the ICC's jurisdiction. But what is supposed to be done? The practical challenge is on the arrest and cooperation. Enforcement. The ICC does not have its own police. What they do, it entirely relies on cooperation from member states to arrest and surrender a suspect. A sitting president can be protected by their own government and security forces. Their country may refuse to cooperate with the ICC, making arrest inside that country difficult. Travel. A wanted president like Samia Suluhu may avoid to travel to Kenya, for instance, because Kenya is also a member state of the ICC, to prevent arrests, because ICC has power to arrest her in case she flies out of her country to another country that is a member state of the ICC. The case of the former Sudanese president, who is Omar al-Bashir, is a clear example of this challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, we call upon whatever that has happened in Tanzania should not repeat again, either in Tanzania or any other country, either in Africa or outside Africa. We call upon the international bodies. Samia Suluhu is about to be sworn in under the protection of the military in Tanzania. But that does not protect her from facing ICC. We call upon the international bodies. We call upon the opposition in Tanzania to push for this. Atrocities have been committed in Tanzania. People have been killed. A number of young men and women have been brutally killed, shot in broad daylight. This is not something to take it lightly. Kwa hivyo tunaomba mashirika husika ya kiserikali na yasiyo ya kiserikali kutoka nchi za kimataifa, we come together and push for this issue because it's eating up our African nations. Because the fact is that a person holds the office of the president is not a legal shield from prosecution. This means Samia Suluhu being sworn in today cannot in any way shield her from prosecution by the ICC. She's not immune. A sitting president is a candidate. If you are proved to have committed atrocities, or let me use the simplest term, if it's proved that you are responsible for genocide or mass killings, that is crime against humanity, you are a candidate of the ICC. It is crystal clear that yes, there has been mass killings in Tanzania. Suluhu must face the ICC. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.